Hello and welcome to the Lumen Project. I'm Dr. Helene, clinical psychologist. Today I'm so excited to be here at Manjai meeting Simon Sutherland, a Reiki expert. Hello, Simon.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks so much
Delighted.
for joining me.
My pleasure.
So Simon, I heard about you through my Reiki practitioner who said she was trained by you. So I really wanted to come and meet you and hear more about your work in Reiki. So will you tell us a bit about who you are and what Reiki is?
Certainly. Well, the word Reiki, I'm still learning. But my story I can share. I'm an ex-corporate man. I worked in London for numerous years. And like most of your viewers, I've had moments of great success in my life. I've had moments of great failure in my life. I've lost loved ones to the universe. And I've had my own heartache with relationships. Because I did not come from a religious background, I struggled to find a way to deal with my emotions, my feelings, and the modern day stresses of life, going from a boy to a man. So I copied my peers. And in the UK, you're British, that's a Friday night in a local pub. That's a bar. And that escalated. That went from Friday night to Thursday, Friday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until very quickly that became my coping mechanism.
Drinking.
Drinking. Actually, everything. In London, eating, drinking, smoking, everything was on the table. The corporate companies I worked for, they financed these things. It was crazy. They wanted you like this.
I guess it was how also business relations were strengthened at the time.
Yes, loyalty was developed through going out for lunches and things like that.
Yeah.
Don't dismiss it. I had a great time when I did it all, but it wasn't working for me. And then fast forward when I'm 38 years old, the universe, God loved me enough to give me an accident. And that accident put me in a hospital bed over a 4-year period for 3.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
I had 13 operations in total. All of the operations, I had an IV line in my arm, which I could shoot myself up with a shot of morphine, which I did. The first 3 operations I did every 5 minutes for 4 or 5 days. Not once did the morphine take away the pain. What it did do is take away my mind to cloud cuckoo land. So I'm up here, my
Hi.
pain is down here. I just didn't make a connection. It's the best way I can describe that.
So it kind of made you high, so you disconnected with the pain.
Yes.
Right.
High as a kite. I was up there. And where I was at my life, I liked it. So I kept pushing it, pushing it. After operation number 3, they were adamant that they amputate my leg above my knee. So in the UK, as you know, you've got to sign a document unless you're in a coma or something.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't sign, so they sent me home to contemplate the amputation. Sadly, this is where the greatest love of my life died, my mother. So no longer did I have my ego being stroked, distracted by all the shenanigans of corporate life. I didn't have the ultimate security blanket anymore to pick up the pieces.
Gosh.
So I didn't know I didn't know how to feel, didn't know how to think. Actually, if I went to bed at night and I didn't wake up the next morning, I was okay with that. I didn't
I'm a bit
have...
emotional hearing your story. It's actually the first time it's happened. Oh.
So I didn't want to actually kill myself with a gun,
Yeah.
or something, but I just didn't want to live.
You felt ambivalent about being alive.
Before today, I didn't have a word. Now I have a word.
Okay.
It helps to be educated, right? So I guess this put me in a vulnerable state, a position where I really didn't like the way I felt. I'd like to change it, but I had no idea. But I was open to it, and this is where this amazing lady came into my life, Dorinda Roseberry. She was a mum. She had 4 or 5 kids, I forget. So initially I thought I was attracted to the maternal energy, right? But she was just an amazing healer. She was connected, medium. She saw stuff, could tell you stuff, could give you information, past life, future, all this is. Although at that time in my life I didn't really believe that stuff. I liked it. Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't believe it. And then she gave me a Reiki session. Blew me away.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, I got chills.
And then she said to me, right, you can do this. I've got to teach you. You saved my life, Simon, in a previous life.
Really? Oh my gosh, I've got real chills hearing this.
You were a captain of a pirate ship. I was your ship crew. Actually, there was 2 other ship crew. There was 3 of us that was kidnapped. She's telling me this whole story. And one of the ship crew was a woman, and she had a baby. So there's actually 4 souls that were traded for your left leg. That was the ransom. And she said, all of the healers whose lives you saved then are healers in this life, and they're all going to come and visit you during this period. Your
Oh
job
my
is to
gosh.
save your leg and to wake you up. I thought it was absolute nonsense.
Oh my God.
That was nonsense as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I
So,
liked her. Right? So why would she lie? So I'm thinking, well, maybe she just wants to get money off me to go on this journey.
yeah.
Wouldn't charge me. She said this is her karmic debt. So that really threw me. So I come from a corporate background.
Yeah, and I guess this is a while ago, right? Before we're all woo-woo.
I was still sort of like corporate mentality.
Yeah.
So as far as I was concerned, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Nobody gives you something without wanting something back. They might say they don't want something,
Yeah.
but it comes at a later date. So that's how my thinking was. So I couldn't understand why she didn't want any money. So I finally accepted, went on this journey, and that was amazing.
Wow. And how long ago was this?
This was 2012.
Okay, wow.
6 months I studied Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 with her. Every week, get together, there's a group of us, and I love the people. We talk about fears, aspirations, we talk about stuff that we're taught as men not to talk about.
Especially 14 years ago in this corporate male world where you just make your money and don't talk about your feelings. I think now younger men are probably more able to talk about that, but a while ago they were not, right?
Couldn't.
Yeah.
You're a Nancy if you talk about stuff like this. And I don't mean that derogatory, it's just
But that was the
term.
perception at the time, yeah.
And because of it, that's why the drinking and everything, it was the outlet to, that's why so many men, oh, I love you, and they cry, because all these emotions that they don't know how to process. Or certainly in my case,
Yeah.
had no idea how to process them.
Yeah.
And then this journey with this lady enabled me to connect with these things and start being honest. And these people were honest. Their integrity was amazing. In the corporate world, it wasn't. They're very nice to your face, but as soon as you turned your back, there was a 12-inch knife in your back.
Superficial world, maybe.
Everybody gossiping and stuff. And it was the norm. It really was the norm. So this was a breath of fresh air. And the more I engrossed or involved myself with it, the more I wanted it. So then the amazing thing happened is when I went back to the doctor to have the consultation about the amputation. He flipped 180 degrees. First of all, I thought he felt sorry for me because Mum died. I'm a 38-year-old man. How can you feel sorry for me, right? But this is my thinking.
Yeah.
Today I put it down to Reiki. So he got on board. I had the 4th operation. I woke up from the 4th operation. Automatically, I'm going to want to hit the button for the morphine. The neuro pathways have developed. Very nice way of saying a habit. So as I went to hit the button, come on, Simon, let's see if this baloney stuff works. I'm English, I use stronger words, but being polite. So I put my hands after these words down here, drew these symbols, and let the energy run. 6 minutes later, not only did the pain drop, it dissipated 100%. 100%. It did something the morphine hadn't done. That's when Reiki grabbed my attention. I mean, really grabbed it.
I bet. Because at this stage, you'd been in hospital for how long?
Operation for about 18 months.
Wow. So you've had 18 months of
And
dealing
then I had a
with...
6-month gap. And then I was back for 2.5 years.
Wow. So you'd relied on the morphine for years at this point?
18 months.
18 months, so a year and a half.
Morphine, tramadol, dihydrocone, oromorph, to name it. And I was popping them like pills.
Wow.
Sweeties.
Isn't that, I mean, that is kind of mind-blowing. It's really like why I want to do this project, because obviously the medical world, pharmaceutical world are pushing, okay, well, just, you've got pain here, take a pill, let's fix it this way. But there's this other way that's maybe easier, cheaper, more effective, more holistic, better. Wow, more effective. That's amazing.
It did the job. So the pain came back an hour later and I did it again. And I just did that for the next 2.5 years.
Wow.
My surgeon thought I was a little bit mad, but he was quite a sweet. But he'd give me what I call a bag of sweeties, tramadol, dihydrocone, oromorph, to name a few. I never took them again actually for pain.
Wow.
But I have to be honest with you, I did take the painkillers on occasion for what I thought was recreational purposes. I wanted to have a party in my bed.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, oh, sometimes it was a bit hard. Okay, no, sometimes you just wanted to get a little bit high for fun. Because you were bored, because you've been stuck for ages.
Well, I could give you every reason under the sun, but that's what
the
I
honest
did.
one, okay.
It wasn't until after the leg was sorted that actually the Reiki revealed to me, no, what I wanted to do is jump out my body. I wasn't happy with me. I blew up to 115 kilos, by the way. You've seen me already. I'm tiny. I'm very small people. So when I sat down to drive my car, I couldn't get my feet to the pedals. The steering wheel and my belly were in the way.
Really?
So I've gone a full spectrum.
Wow. So I just want to ask if you feel comfortable, how did the accident happen?
That was part of the alcohol.
Right.
And a motorbike. And me. No one else, thank God. I don't know if I could live with myself with that, but I was blessed enough to have an accident that was me, myself and I, and nobody else involved. Just me and a lamppost. And then I contracted MRSA, the hospital soup. That was my problem. I had a compound fracture. It went into my tibia, my fibula, my knee and my ankle. That's why they wanted to
cut it. Wow. And isn't that amazing that with such a serious injury and such a serious infection, you can walk? You are going to lose your whole leg and you can walk.
I mean, part of the journey, so the Reiki saved the leg, I call it. The surgeon, I have to give him credit. He did a marvellous job. But it was the story and everything that went along during that period, I believe, saved the leg.
Wow.
And then they said I'd never walk again. My knees to the right, 20 degrees. My ankles to the left, 20 degrees. And the bone union is 19 degrees misaligned. So my leg was actually like that.
Wow.
After about 2 months being back home, Reiki motivated me, inspired me. Most importantly, gave me the courage. You might like that. Gave me the courage to go and do something called Bikram yoga. Hot yoga.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it fondly, torture yoga.
Yes.
So I went to my first class. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. You had these people with these beautiful bodies all around you. And then I couldn't even stand on 2 legs, let alone 1 leg. But I went back and I went back.
Amazing.
And I went back. And after about 8 months, I lost about 20 kilos of fat. And then after this particular class, I got up from the class. The lights were on, but no one was home. In other words, I had a yoga brain, nothing. Not a single thought. So I forgot the crutches, I forgot my leg. I was in a city in the UK called Brighton. I went to the shower, put on my clothes, walked to my car. It was a mile away, 1.5 kilometres. And even a wolf whistle came out of me. I was totally back to the character that I was before the accident. As soon as I got to the car, oh, Simon, you plonker, you've left your crutches at the studio. Oh, Simon, your leg. And then I started to limp. The phantom pain came in.
Okay.
So it was all a bit bizarre. So I contacted my surgeon, Royal National Orthopaedics Hospital in Stanmore. Went and visited him about 3 days later. He did I think it's called an MRI machine. It's a polo thing.
Yeah.
Going. It took about an hour to do the scan. It's an amazing machine. You can see your ligaments, your tendons, your nerves. You can see the muscles. You only can't see cells. And when he was studying the results, little tears started coming down his eye with a smile as big as a Cheshire cat. And he was just like, oh, whatever you're doing, Mr. Sutherland, you continue it, please, because your knee and your ankle have realigned 100%.
Oh my God, I've got chills again.
Not even 0.1 degree out. And then the bone union, because the bone was still soft, they cut out 3 inches of my bone, and then they moved a lump of bone down,
Wow.
stretched it down.
Wow.
So every day I used to have to do these little tweaks,
Yeah.
17 screws in there, and move the bone down. So the yoga had pulled it, because it's still soft, I'd pulled it across by 11 degrees. Sorry for all that jargon, but what it all means is I can walk. I can weight bear without crutches.
But is this maybe magic?
Define magic to me.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. At the beginning, I asked you what's Reiki, and I don't have an answer yet from you. But then you're talking about yoga, but I don't know. It just seems like magic, like energy. I don't know, the universe working in your favor.
Do you remember what I said to you about the energy here?
Yeah.
Like attracts like.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do things like Reiki and yoga and Tibetan singing bowls and detoxing and fasting, you're shifting your energy. You're putting a skyrocket on it. You're taking it up there. So then you connect to the things that are up there, and you get the messages, and you act on those messages. That's really it. These things, all they do is take you back to being your original magical self.
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes! That's sort of what yes, you've taken the words out of my mouth. I don't know, I feel like with everyone that I meet, they've had different life experiences or different approaches, different teachings, but there are these lines of convergence which...
See, in my sessions, I say there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different modalities out there. And in reality, every single one of them works. Which one works for you?
Yeah.
Up to you. What resonates with? What is it the person? Is it the location? Is it the actual modality itself? Is the whole package?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Well, Simon, we're coming to the end of our time, but just quickly, what is next for you? Are you going to continue being a Reiki master? Are you going to...
Actually, I don't call myself a Reiki master.
You could have said that at the beginning. I thought you were a Reiki master. Okay, sorry. What are you?
I'm a Reiki teacher.
A Reiki teacher. Oh, okay.
I look at the word master with respect. My understanding, to be a master, you have to have 10,000 hours under your belt of whatever your chosen discipline is, or 10 years under your belt. Now, I've got the 10 years under my belt as a practitioner, but not as a teacher. Next year, I'll be 10 years as a teacher. So I'll probably feel comfortable then.
Okay, I'll just put it out in a year's time. No, I'm joking. Well, yeah, I mean, the energy that I felt with you and yeah, what you're able to channel, the person you are was very transformational. So I'm so happy that I finally made the journey down to Rawai. I think I'm quite a visual person, so if I'm doing a guided meditation of like a mountain or something like that, I will be able to visualize the mountain, or my mood could be represented by like an animal or the weather or something.
So do you have animals that come into your vision?
Well, I like to connect a lot with like lions and yeah, so lions and eagles. They're the two main ones that I connect to. Thanks, Martin.
And colours, do you see common colours, or is it the colours that are given to you in the meditation?
I guess the main thing would be more like a white light or the golden light, you know, sort of. When I think about source energy, it's that golden light.
So two things that may happen. Number one is you get images like the kaleidoscope. Do you remember that when you were a kid?
Once I smoked DMT, I saw a lot of kaleidoscopes.
Right, okay, well, so this is the first level.
Yes.
Out in the astral. So you may see the kaleidoscope and its geometry and its shapes, and usually with colour intertwined.
Great.
Second thing you might have, which is very common in my work, is if you visualise, if you imagine a computer hard disk and the RAM, the memory is full, and you're trying to download new software or new apps, and it's just not having it. The machine's clunky, it's slow processing. So you dump a lot of the memory, it's useless, it's not being used. And then suddenly you can put more apps in or software on, and it's a lot more efficient. A little bit like us. So with the energy, it can clear that data. Nice. And it can come across your mind's eye. Quite bizarre. You're too young to remember 8mm movies. In the old days, when we had projectors, they used to have holes in the top of the film as it went. You understand? Okay. So it's a little bit like that. You have these holes at the top and the bottom, and 95% of people say it comes out in black and white. So it's very bizarre. And it's really random, the images. It can go really fast, it can go really slow. It's just a data dump. You really don't need to hang your hat up on any information. It can be really bizarre. However, with what was going on here, and I'm going to put a lot of intention into that, sometimes a memory needs to resurface. Why? Well, when we have a trauma or a situation where we get pretty emotional, we lock it away, we suppress it, we put it somewhere. Some people that do that seriously, if it's a big trauma, that's how bipolar can rear its ugly head. But with us, we put it away, we store it, and then patterns emerge as a result of that. So it could be something you did and you felt guilty. It could be something someone did to you and you felt ashamed or something like that. We don't remember it in the adult life. It really is way back. So if that memory surfaces, it's normally to do something with it. Could be to release the emotion that's connected to it, which could be crying, could be laughing, could be screaming, whatever. Or it could be that some action needs to take place. It's yielded the information so you can clear the clutter of that past misdemeanor. Whether it be apologising to them, making amends, if they're dead, you write a letter, burn it, some sort of action, and that shifts the energy within you. It goes hand in hand. I said earlier, your body may vibrate softly or violently. I say these things as a kind of like a government health warning. I've had clients tell me, you should have pre-warned me about the potential of what happens. So, and you may just lie there throughout the whole session feeling like you're paralysed and nothing. And then we'll talk about what potentially is going to happen.
Yeah. And is there anything I should be doing while you're working with me?
I give you instructions as we go through.
Okay.
So yes, you will be doing little things, repeating words and things, but I'll give you that instruction. So your metal, is it gold? Good quality. Gold is okay. Platinum's okay. Yeah. Palladium is okay. Silver is okay.
This will be gold. I don't know. This is probably not gold. Should I take these out?
I would, because I'm working around that area quite intensely.
Yeah, they might be annoying.
Okay, let's begin. So can I ask you to close the eyes? Turn the hands over so the palms face the ceiling. Have a few inches gap between the heels and just gently let the toes drop to the side. You're going to breathe through the nose. So that means you'll inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, and try and maintain that style of breathing best you can throughout your session. Please take the attention to your ankles and relax your ankles to the bed. Your ankles are relaxed. Relax your legs, the backs of the knees to the bed. Your legs are relaxed. Relax your hips, your glutes to the bed. Your hips are relaxed. Relax your back, your spine to the bed. Your back is nicely relaxed. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Your shoulders are relaxed. Relax your arms, your hands to the bed. Your arms are so relaxed. Relax your head, your neck to the pillow. Your head is relaxed. Relax the eyes to the back of your head. Your eyelids are heavy and relaxed. On your next inhale, please take a long, deep breath and fill up the lungs to the best of your ability. When you think your lungs are full, I'd like you to hold the breath momentarily for 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhale. Push all of the stale air out until you think your lungs are empty. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1, and slowly inhale. So drag the breath up through your belly. As your belly will rise, the ribs will expand, allowing more and more and more fresh air in. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and control the exhale. Nice, long, deep, slow exhale, pushing it all the way out until you're empty. Hold the breath again for 3, 2, push one more time, Ellen. Find more space for the next deep breath, and in it comes, nice and slow and controlled. I know it's not easy, do the best you can, filling up the lungs to the best of your ability. Once you think the lungs are full again, hold the breath for 3, 2, sip in a little extra air, increasing your maximum lung capacity. Hold the breath, and slowly control the exhale. 6-second count as the chest deflates, ribs contract, and you squeeze the abdominal muscles until you're empty. Hold the breath again for 3, 2, push one last time, find a little extra space for the last deep breath, and slowly, gently let it in. This time, notice and observe just how much more volume of fresh air you take in this last, long, deep, slow breath. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then this time, Ellen, let it out. Good. Relax the head into the pillows, the shoulders away from the ears more, as you resume a natural rhythm of breathing that's comfortable for you and your body. Just in through your nose and out through your nose. Namaste, universe. I command and instruct Dr. Yasui, Madam Takata, all of the great masters that brought Reiki to the world, to join myself, Simon Sutherland, and Helene for this direct Reiki healing class. So be it done. Thank you. In addition to the Reiki masters, I command and instruct the multidimensional selves of both Simon and Helene, the ancestral lineage, the guides, the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, beings of love, beings of light, beings of the positive orientation, who have a connection to Simon Sutherland and Helene, have a willingness, have an ability to come together as a group collective consciousness, as the intention is to channel the Prime Creator's love, light, and pure, positive, healing Reiki energy. So be it done. Thank you. First symbol. Chakray, Chakray, Chakray. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Simon Sutherland, Helene, Simon Sutherland, Helene, So be it done, thank you. Master symbol. Daikumo, Daikumo, Daikumo. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Simon Sutherland, Helene, Simon Sutherland, Helene, So be it done, thank you. Time, space, symbol. 한차선천엔, 한차선천엔, 한차선천엔. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. So be it done. Thank you. Pain body symbol. Seheki, Seheki, Seheki. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. Simon Sutherland, Helene, Lorraine. So be it done. Thank you. All guides, all spirits, all beings presented here today, we give thanks and gratitude for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Laguma, Laguma, Laguma. My hand on your solar plex. So slowly bring the awareness back into the body. Take the focus to the crown chakra, and in your mind's eye, repeat the following. Body, I command you to close my crown chakra. Third eye, front and back. Body, I command you to close my third eye chakra. Throat chakra, front and back. I invite you, Helene, to keep it open. Heart chakra, front and back. Body, I command you to close my heart chakra. Solar plex chakra, front and back. Body, I command you to close my solar plex chakra. Sacral chakra, front and back. Body, I command you to close my sacral chakra. And finally, the root chakra, bottom of the spine, one entrance. Simply repeat the following. Body, I command you to close my root chakra. So be it done. Thank you. Come back to your mind's eye. Visualize, imagine a bright, white, shining light all around your body. A bubble of white light. In your mind's eye, visualize this bubble of bright white light expanding away from your body in all directions, maybe 3 or 4 meters. As you allow your body to bathe in the white light, allow your body to absorb the white light. Allow your body to enjoy the bright, white, shining light. So be it. Done. Thank you. Chakare, chakare, chakare. Amen. Okay, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, you can lick your lips, you can swallow a couple of times.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. How do I feel? So right now I just feel good and fine. I guess I had some sensations when you were working with me. So I don't know, sometimes it felt like you were almost moving your hands and like moving the energy like this and stuff. But I couldn't see what you were doing, but I was feeling some opening. Or another time, as I mentioned, you had your hand there and it was like, I don't know, electricity or something. It felt quite strong, some of the things that I experienced in there. Yeah.
Which is common. Everybody has their own way of defining it or experiencing it or even describing it. But essentially the energy was going in with you smoothly, apart from your throat. You resisted me.
Yeah.
I call it like you're fighting me. So it's just where the energies met that blockage and it's doing what it needs to do. That's why I left the chakra open. Because we may ourselves subconsciously not want it to be healed because it's been a winning formula. So we move ourselves out of the way. When we sleep at night, there's zero resistance. Or the next time you have a sleep, could be the afternoon, I don't know your routine. But it's when there's zero resistance, then the energy will crack on again and do what it needs to do. So I have a lot of people report they wake up the next morning about 4:30 a.m. bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Now, intuitively, we want to roll over and go back to sleep. That's what we designed nowadays. That's way too early. But that's when our ancestors would wake up. It's where the veil of higher self, universe, that other stuff that we don't really get access to during our waking life. But when you get up at 4:30, that veil's thin, you've had a reset. It's almost like back to our ancestors.
Yeah.
So get up, see what the universe has got for you, what message, what information, what you've got for yourself. Not always is it a bed of roses. Sometimes the information can be quite, startling. Because we like to push that all down.
Only the nice stuff, please.
Right, but it's our human nature. It's normal. So with what happened with your throat, it's probable that you're going to get some information. Whether that be the memory of what happened and why is the root cause, or it will give you some information around what's going on.
Okay, that's interesting.
But the solar plex, which was like heavy of everybody else's energy, dissipated instantly. Zero resistance. You could hear it. It was like, it's like a sponge. Come on.
Yeah. I felt that going easily. And more space, like I saw almost like a cavity just getting sort of bigger, and yeah, that did feel really easy.
Do you notice anything with your alignment, your body posture.
Oh, I don't know.
Go walk to Martin and back. So
I'm coming to check my alignment, but how do I feel? Yeah, I'm feeling good. Should I be?
I'm not trying to give you words. I want you to feel it. Does your shoulders feel back more at all?
Yes, they do. I have actually been carrying a lot of tension here. So yesterday, I felt really like a lot of stiff, stuck energy. I kept cracking my back like this. Yeah, and now I don't feel that, and I felt some tension running up from here, which is feeling gone.
Good. So actually what happens there is this energy, which is the world and its brothers, not really Helene. Because it's so dense, it kind of pulls you forward. Now you've got a very good posture anyway. You obviously do yoga or some
I
things like
try.
this. Well, I can see. So a lot of people come in where their shoulders are hunched and then they just flip back because suddenly they're not being pulled down to connect with the other dense energy.
Right.
So it's like a release. But it's cleared. I mean,
Woohoo!
that's like knife in a butter.
I did feel that, but like it was almost like happening automatically, like blah blah,
Yeah.
and my tummy was just going. "Oh." But it didn't feel like a digestion thing. It was like air, or I don't know. It was just shifting. I could feel that very
See, I don't
tangibly.
call that a blockage. That was just excess other people's waste,
Yes.
for a better word.
Yes.
So there's no winning formula there for you. So yeah, there you go. I'd have liked that to happen to your throat, but that's okay. And it may be that that stays with you for the rest of your life because it is the right thing for you. It's not up to me. I can only see what I see and put the intention into what we did. So Dr. Yusui, the man that brought Reiki to the world, he would only let patients, he'd call them, I call them clients, but he would only let his patients, he would only agree to work on them if they committed to 4 sessions. He would only do the 4 sessions because he knew that being a way of healing, not just one session, connecting with the customer, getting patient, getting that frequency right for what he's got to do. So I always invite people who do a first session with me, you know, it's not me trying to sell it. It's me trying to give you the option to have the fullness of the experience. Today's session 1, there'd be 3 more. So I know it's on camera, but maybe I shouldn't say this, but I will offer, if we do the 4 sessions, I'd only charge you for 3. It's my way of saying, look, it's not about making money.
Yeah.
It's I'll come and meet you a little way. And that's where I've seen miracles occur.
Yeah, over the course. Okay, yeah, well, that's definitely something to think about, especially with the throat, because I don't know, I feel like it's not a coincidence that the throat thing's coming up at a time that I'm trying to elevate my voice or speak up and speak out. It just doesn't feel like a coincidence.
And this issue at the back of the neck you were
Okay.
having, how long has that been going on?
Again, I think it's recent, and I think it's linked. So I was in my comfort zone for quite a long time,
Right.
and now it's like a stretch of having to speak up, be open to criticism, which I think is something I've always really not liked. So I've kept myself a bit small. So yeah, I feel this tension of needing to be perfect, needing things to be right, not offending anyone. I really hate offending people. I hate confrontation. So I just stay quiet. But it's almost like this mission that I'm on calls for being grander and bigger. So I don't know. That's just sort of what's coming
So
up for
then
me.
possibly you're going to find yourself more fluid with your communications after what we've done.
I hope so.
Because the next thing, if it's only recently that you're making the effort to vocalize yourselves and your work, and then you start getting the problems at the back, it's a connection, isn't it?
Yeah. The other connection though that's longer term is, as a kid I would often get like tonsillitis and sore throats and stuff. Could there be a link there?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
okay.
So for me, I go back to about 6 or 7 years old is where this started. Now remember I spoke to you in the room about the beaver.
Yes.
So it's building up its dam. So let's say you had some traumatic experience in the early ages of your life. By the way, in the age, you should know this, I guess, as a psychologist, but from 0 to 8, children live in a 2D world. That's why they can't remember. They haven't fully grown. So once they're in the 3D world, that's why all our memories from when we're a kid are usually our parents' memories of us and or photos. So we then repeat those things, and then that's become a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the real memory. It's everyone else's version or perception of it. So this nothing burger or trauma or whatever creates the small dam or the half dam. But then life, as you get older, things happen and occur. So those things I said about the debris getting stuck in the twigs, well, the debris of life, being rejected by a boyfriend, seeing animals killed on the TV and you don't want to eat animals anymore. You know, things like this, they and this adds. And potentially from a nothing burger, you've got all the life events, suddenly you've got a full blockage. But there's nothing really there that's created. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yeah. So it can just be a small thing and then it gets compounded over time.
Father could have shouted at you, don't jump in the puddle. And later on in life, that person is scared of going in water. They have no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got no memory recollection of it. So what the Reiki would do would bring up that memory potentially, because that's where a little bit of work needs to be done. So if you look at it, the true memory from an adult's perspective, you laugh at it. Just being able to laugh at that dissipates that energy. So then it ripples into today, and then suddenly you're not scared of the water.
So over the coming days, I might get some answers from the universe as to what this block could be about.
Have you put a question in?
Well, I could.
That's the only way you'll get an answer.
I often ask the universe
You might
questions.
get information.
Okay.
That's probably and sometimes the information just drops in, comes in out of absolutely nowhere, and you might be doing something and I'll park that up and come back to that. Or it might be a wham bang, wow, I've got to do something about that.
So I could say something like, universe, tell me what I need to know about this block?
Yes, basically.
Okay.
And maybe put it in your words. What the fuck's going on here? I'm not saying that's you,
That's
by the way.
not how I speak, Simon.
That's not how
Come
I speak in public.
Okay, yeah, because I'm curious about this. I think it is a real thing. Okay, so when I was having my session, are there sensations that you were having or information that you received about me?
Okay, so first session, really, I'm just getting to connect with your energies. Information I got was right at the beginning, when I saw what I saw of the throat, and so that automatically I know what my work is.
Okay.
Will more information come up? For sure. Will more work be discovered? No, wrong word. Will more information be discovered? Yes.
Yeah, okay. And when you work on me versus somebody else, like, do you feel different? I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so each person's got their energetic blueprint or their own...
They've got their own energy signature.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could have launched into something.
Okay. I'm just curious, at the very, very start when we sat down, so you saw about my throat being a bit closed and maybe my heart being open, but you also said something about how maybe I have a good gut instinct about people.
Okay, so I look at Chinese numerology, not the horoscope, and the Chinese numerology, your birth date was the 23rd of July 1987. So you're very strong, actually. You're very career orientated. You've got the 1, 2, 3s connected, and you've got the 7, 8, 9s connected, which is the spiritual aspect. That means you have a spiritual gift. And I sensed it straight away that your intuition is off the charts. So when you meet people, you automatically either gravitate to them or you automatically run a mile.
Yeah, maybe.
And you call it like going in your, quiet, and that's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to like everybody, do you?
No.
Don't need to be liked by everybody either.
I think yes and no.
No, I know. We're groomed to want everyone liking us.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't necessarily mind about everyone liking me, but I really don't like confrontation, which again could be linked to the throat. I don't know. I'd maybe rather not speak my truth and just withdraw than like confront somebody. I wouldn't want to upset them. Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else from the session that you feel we should talk about?
Yes.
Okay.
Grounding.
Grounding. Yes. I've heard this before.
There isn't any. You haven't got any.
No.
So actually, one of your questions in the document I read before is, you ask, is there one thing you can give to your viewers? I'm going to give it to you, and you can give it to your viewers also. 3 or 4 minutes every day, kick off your shoes, get into nature. Now, it could be a road. Better if you get to sand, better if you get to grass, better if you get to rocks, something like that, jungle. Obviously, be mindful of snakes and things like that. But the second we do that and our feet are on that nature, we are getting mainline shots of energy into every single cell. If you look at our blood under a microscope, all the blood's like coagulated, it sticks together. Within seconds of you walking out in nature, it just starts to separate. It's instant.
Yes.
And your body's lacking that.
Yes. That comes as no surprise to hear that. You're not the first energy worker to tell me that. And yeah, and I also sense it in my everyday. I describe it as like untethered. I'm very like like this sort of dizzy thing. So yeah, okay. I will walk in nature. Actually, I moved to Thailand to be more connected to nature. But old habits die hard, I think.
Right, and we get distracted. And that's actually an addiction.
Yeah.
Distraction.
Yes.
Because it takes us away from us.
Yes.
And again, we've been taught to do that.
Yeah.
From schooling, from TVs, from the whole shebang.
Yes.
And we get so much energies from telephones, laptops, overhead cables, emitting this electromagnetic frequency. It has a detrimental effect on us.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill us instantly, but so getting into the nature is number one. Number one, it dissipates it instantly.
Yeah.
The negative ions, you understand
Yeah.
negative input? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that more, and also, yeah, get in the ocean as well and get the ions flowing.
Just your feet will be significant change.
Yeah, good.
Just
okay.
your feet.
That's my commitment to you. I will do that. Okay, well, thank you so much for my session. It was really amazing. And yeah, let's see about sessions 2, 3 and 4. And we'll keep in touch. Thank you.